In the middle of chaos, parents frantically search for the children from the second-floor daycare.
As far as I know, everybody in daycare is fine. Saw George twice.
They sense otherwise. Jim and Claudia Denny have 2 children in the daycare, 2-year-old Rebecca and 3-year-old Brandon. Jim and others run toward the Murrah building. As he nears, the injuries worsen.
4 blocks away, and a little more blood on people's shirts. 3 blocks away, people sitting on the curbings. 2 blocks away, and then 1 block away, when people had towels to their heads or were laying down.
And then,
looking up at the building, and the daycare center was blown out of it.
Infants to toddlers attend the daycare. It will be outside this glass window 4 months from now that the Ryder truck carrying the fertilizer bomb will be parked.
We've got this daycare here. We need to get in too.
On this morning, 15 children from the daycare have perished.
We were putting them in the what they call the makeshift morgue at that time. It was their own little play area, you know. And I know several of us made comments, isn't it ironic that we're putting them in their play area? You know, it just, I don't know. Just didn't make sense.
This is an aerial view of downtown Oklahoma City, as you can see.
It just came on television. They have a 2-year-old, red-headed, blue-eyed, fair-skinned girl at Southwest Medical Center in surgery.
Rebecca had survived.
The doctor says she's non-critical, but she looks like she's been in a war. Her whole left side was just like a piece of raw meat.
Sliced by flying slivers of glass from the front window. Glass that would work its way to the surface for a month to come.
She was stuck on a piece of rebar.
A piece of the blue plastic from the barrels carrying the explosives tore through her cheek.
Then by the 8th day, we found out that she had a broken arm. She didn't look very good, but you know. But she was still beautiful to me.
Another miracle. Brandon is found.
You hear me, baby? Brandon. I love you.
A critical brain injury, unconscious, unrecognizable, except for one thing.
Brandon on his left upper leg has a birthmark, a paw print.
It was his son.
They couldn't tell us for 40 days if Brandon would live or die.
They had to remove a portion of his brain at the time of the surgery and affected his whole right side and his speech.
Say hi.
Although seriously injured, how did the Denny children and 4 others in the daycare survive?
They were at the right place at the right time.
When the bomb exploded, 2 things happened. The center of the building shot skyward. Now look towards the back of the 2nd floor. The 6 daycare children who survived were in this area. The blast pushed them farther back as deadly tons of concrete and steel rained down in front.
The best order I wrote today was to discharge her.
10 days after the bombing, Rebecca goes home, her face tattooed by a terrorist, but she will grow to have no memories of the day.
She's a senior at OSU. She's going to graduate in May.
And there's more.
She's going to get married June the 26th.
Brandon is 23 years old. He works at Goodwill. His leg is weak as a result of his injuries. He lost the use of his arm. He has speech difficulties. His friends at work didn't know he was in the bombing until one day a book was donated and a co-worker picked it up and saw Brandon. Claudia Denny knows her children were only feet away from having chairs with their names on them.
My life can be changed in a minute, and I found that on April 19th, 1995. Because my world ended at 9:02, and we started a new world at 4 o'clock when we found Brandon.